You took me by the hand, made me a man. That one night, you made everything alright. That one night, you made everything alright.
How you doing, ladies and gentlemen? As you see, it is me and my lovely wife.
Hey everybody.
My lovely wife, Shani. So what we are doing here is the couple show.
Couplecast.
That we've been, what's the word I'm looking for? That we've been kind of dropping hints about over, a certain period of time. Like we've been dropping hints about this show over a few episodes, like letting y'all know that it was coming, and we kept telling y'all it was coming, and we kept telling y'all it was coming, and now it's here. As you know, I am your boy Wei, one of the hosts of the Wei's World podcast, one of the hosts of the Wei's World podcast, the host of the Wei's World podcast, one of the hosts of the Wei's World Drunkcast. One of the hosts of Talking Sports with Wei and Crony, and one of the hosts of Black Guys Talking About Wrestling. So I do a lot. I do quite a bit. And as far as the whole Wei's World thing, I'm thinking about retooling that some way in the future, but we'll get to that when the time comes. And
just cut out that little part of me.
I can't.
In the video you can. Hey guys, it's me. What? Come on, body language.
I'm listening.
It's me, Shanice, co-host of the Wei's World podcast, one of the 3 hosts of the Drunkcast, and I am Wayman's beautiful wife. And like you said, we have been talking about this show for quite some time. I remember it'll only be right, like you see, this is kind of gonna be maybe like open to, because it's the first episode. So I was talking to Wayman and I was like, get the weed out the shot, get a tighter shot. We got like a little bit of props, so just trying to get a more intimate setting, just because it's going to be just me and him talking about being married and us, and it's a couple cast,
something, if I may say real quickly.
Wait, tell them what you told me as to why you were going to have that blunt in the video.
Oh, the reason why I told you that I wanted to smoke in the video was because we want to be our authentic selves with y'all. We're our authentic selves everywhere else. On the Wei's World podcast, we mostly smoke. We drink too, but we mostly smoke. On the Wei's World Drunkcast, we get fucked up. we drink a lot. And then on Talking Sports, I smoke. Like y'all always. Why not be ourselves? Even on the couple show, even on Take Me by the Hand. Take me by.
Okay, you really have to do that lame hand, like not the holding hands with you was lame, but like I felt like that embrace of hands right there was lame.
All I said was like, take me by the hand.
What am I supposed to grab?
Yes.
Okay, and then nobody, like it was behind the flowers too.
That's why I was seeing the flowers.
Okay, so nobody really even saw. So
nobody saw it. But no, I just told her that. Yeah, like why not be ourselves even on a couple cast? Like it just is.
I was like, you're right, like, and I feel like I honestly was nervous, still am a little nervous. I mean, I think I was like, you're right. But this is us. This is gonna be our show.
This is our show. I have the Wei's World podcast. On the Shanny show, I will be her co-host, and then we have our couple show, where we are, it's side by side. That's what, like, even
give you a little intimate, a little more intimate setting. Give you a red lip,
even in the development of this show, I was telling Shanice, like, Shanice was coming to me like, well, you want to do this? You want to do this? You want to do this? Well, what about this? Well, do you want to go ahead and do that? And I'm like, what do you want to do? Like, and she's like, and like, it caught her for a second though. Like, I'm like, but what do you want to do? Like, does that sound fine to you? I'm like, I'm here rocking and rolling. I do this.
We gotta bounce ideas off each other.
Yeah, like I do this. So what do you want to do?
And honestly, we've been trying to figure out a name for so long, and then I got really caught up in like what the set had to look like. And who did you say said was like the best way to just do something is like to just do it.
I forgot who I'm.
Just put it out there. Just do it. You know?
The best, but that's the thing. The best.
There's not going to be a better time to do this. Let's
go for it. That's all you really got to do.
We got go for it. Nothing but time. We in this quarantine still, you know, so we might as well take advantage of it. And we've been talking about doing this show. Now we're doing this show.
Exactly. So, you want to give them the darkies?
Well, yeah, sure. So today we're just going to give you guys a little snip of our timeline. Now, like, me and Wayman have been together for about 7 years now. As far as like our initial, because when we first met, we've never been
separated
apart. Like we've been joined at the hip since we met. So we have a long timeline, obviously, but we can break that up. So
and that's what we're gonna do. Yeah. Like as every episode goes on, you know, episode 2, 3, 10. As the episodes go on, wow, we will, you know, be telling more and more of the story. Like today is just part 1. Next episode will be part 2, and we'll go on to that until we get to present day.
Right.
But in between, if we have any lessons that we've learned as a married couple, we'll throw those out there. We'll give them to y'all, and just the best way we can put it. And it's not to plagiarize the way this is being said, but we're not marriage counselors. Like we can't. We're not. We could just give you our perspective and our point of view from what we've been
from
through.
Our experiences, and I think that we have a really unique perspective. Like we do watch a lot of podcasts together. We do. Shout out to Kevin and Melissa because we watched the Love Hour together.
Exactly.
But I think us as a couple, we have a lot to bring to the table because we're millennials. You know, black love is always winning. Mm-hmm. You know, I feel like me and Wayman were soulmates, and honestly, he is the one who kind of made me real. You know, like I had this feeling, but I could never really like put words on like what I was feeling. And then the way he described it, I was like, that's a soulmate. You know what? That's the word I was looking for. You took the words right out of my mouth. So I don't know. Like we have, of course, our testimony with how we met, and we're married now. We've been married for about 2 years.
Going on, so it'll be 2 years in this September.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of people like ask us all the time, like, what's it like to be married? And like, I just feel like people have a lot of questions about marriage, and like, we have other friends that are couples as well. And I don't know. So it'd just be interesting to have, you know, maybe have them on a show, and we could just talk about, you know, relationship stuff. Just because, you know, it's important to have and build and work on, you know, building healthy relationships and stuff. And we just want to bring this to you guys. You know, we get questions all the time. Like, what's it like to be married? Like, so what's it like? You know, and it's like, so I guess I have a lot to say about, you know, we have quite a bit, a bit to say. We go through, and a lot of people also, we did an episode with our marriage counselor and our efficient Robert. He, for our 1 year on the podcast, season 1.
Who, by the way, is the newest member of Black Guys Talking About Wrestling. So in future episodes, you will not only hear me, You will not only hear Maverick, you will not only hear James, you will not only hear Christian, you will not only hear Dwayne, but you will now hear Rob.
Hey.
And the thing is, when I introduced him to the group, they was like, bro, we got an expert on deck. I'm like we have like a wrestling doctor, like a scientist on deck. Dog. Like, just wait for future episodes of Black Guys Talking About Wrestling. Just wait for future episodes of everything we bring into y'all. I told y'all. I told people from the very beginning, I was not playing about this podcasting thing, and I was going forth, and I came here to shut it down. And slowly but surely, my vision is opening up. Just wanted to throw that in there real quick. But I do have a question to ask you, madam. So, with the format of the show, are we going to keep it normal like way we do it, like we break into segments, or are we going to do this more just keep going? How do you want to do this?
I mean, I think we could do a constant,
just
straight through.
That's just straight through.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just kind of see, you know, and then if we do feel that we're like, okay, we should probably break.
Yeah.
But you're probably gonna have an ad break.
You said eventually we're gonna have to go into the ad break.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I would just go long and then an ad break.
So as a matter of fact, this is what we'll do. We'll get into the story.
Well, I didn't even give the rest of the docket yet.
Oh, my fault. Go
so, because we also get sidetracked, and we have a lot of stories to tell too. So, you know, the timeline's got to be broken up because there is so much stuff that's happening.
And there's so many like different ways it can.
Exactly. And of course, with telling stories with me, I have to tell you this story to tell you this story. And I have to tell you these other stories to tell you.
Some of these might be unnecessary.
No, they're never unnecessary. That's the thing with me. I have to explain this to explain why that joke was funny, which would probably make more sense in this current story. You know, like that's the gist of what I was trying to say. But anyway, so yeah, we have our timeline. We're gonna basically break it down like how we met up until like that'll be part one. To start it off, though, we're gonna play a little Newlywed game because we're still newlyweds, you know. Like I said, we're barely at 2 years yet.
Only about 2 years in.
And so we're gonna do like just 3 questions, like favorites, and see if those answers are correct. And then we're gonna talk about toxic masculinity and feminine, female,
femininity,
femininity. I know.
Toxic femininity. Well, not versus, but toxic femininity and toxic masculinity.
Because you can't have. First of all, the word toxic gets thrown around
way too
much. Way too much.
Not everything is toxic,
but
not everything deserves that treatment and what comes with that word.
But at the same time, a lot of these toxic traits that a lot of women say, like that men have, or why they're so tired of men or whatever, there's a lot of toxic traits when it comes to women too. So we're gonna like discuss that.
Yeah, we're just gonna kind of give y'all a little razzle dazzle.
And actually, you can break this up. Just do this as the intro, then the second part we'll do stream, just a full go through all these. That's the show.
Well, after we do
so we might maybe put the ad break after this then.
No.
Oh, is it too early?
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Just a little. I like to do a little mid roll.
Oh, okay.
Or, as a matter of fact, look, we are gonna do this like normal, and it's a reason why. By breaking it up, it gives them bits and pieces, like, and it lets them know, like, okay, this is where I was. Okay, this is where I was. I was on this segment. I was on this segment. It like, I just feel like giving it to them that kind of way would be okay. It's good. So this is the intro. The next segment that we will have will be the game. We'll just kind of call it, How Well Do You Know Your Spouse? We'll be right back with you on Take Me by the Hand. So we're back here on Take Me by the Hand. Shanice is going to cue up some game show music.
All right, guys. Why am I always let down by technology?
think we're gonna play like Jeopardy.
We're going to play the Newlywed Game.
Was that the theme song for the Newlywed Game?
I just looked up game show music.
I'm about to say like this is like some 70s, some Austin Powers shit. But alright, we here.
Alright, so we're just gonna do 3 questions and we're gonna see if we get them right. And okay, so full disclosure, are you gonna be upset if one of my answers is wrong?
No.
Am I gonna be upset if one of
she's
your
gonna be
answers
pissed
is
off.
wrong?
She's gonna be pissed off. Y'all gonna see a different side of her.
We're just gonna try to not take it personal, but I feel like you should know. They're not hard questions.
It's one in particular that I'm not really sure of. The other 2, I'm pretty damn sure.
Okay. Oh, and so we need to make sure we put them in order. So the questions are, and will you impose the questions? Number 1 is, where was our first date? 2 is, what is your favorite candy to me, and then what is my favorite candy for you?
What is your favorite candy?
And then favorite. Damn it! I wrote favorite candy twice.
First date. The other one was first date. Our first date.
Favorite candy. Favorite color.
Oh my goodness. Jeez. All right. So. We got it. It's imposed. It's right there. They can clearly see it. It's right there.
First date.
She still has to get it out. Something to her was like, I have to finish this.
Because I said it wrong 3 times. She needs.
End it.
End this!
End this!
Somebody end this!
Sorry.
Please, oh God, please.
Woo! I don't know what my brain was doing, but it was like, Shanice, that is not what you're trying to say. Why do you keep saying it?
Alright, so.
Whew, okay, so while I was saying those things, I should have been putting my cards in order.
In what order are they supposed to be in?
First date, favorite candy, favorite color. Alright.
So you first.
So, we put both.
No, we just.
We will both flip them
at
the same time and show the camera.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, damn it.
You should be able to see this.
Wait, can you see now?
I think you can.
Move yours back just a little bit.
Possibly. Can you see this? I guess I'm wrong. I don't know if I'm wrong.
Anyway, okay, sorry guys. You guys probably can't even see this. Sorry. This is what mine says.
Hers says TGI Fridays. Mine says Outback. Let me explain why I said Outback. Because I remember.
I meant of all time.
Our first date?
Of all time.
I thought it was at Outback. And I thought it was at Outback because we had Saltina that night. And he was like, oh, this is like our first date. And I was like, oh, yeah, it really is. That's why I'm like, Fridays? Fridays? Are you talking about that triple date that we had went on?
Mm-mm. Me and you went to Fridays on a date.
Listen,
we lived in Maryland. So technically, that wasn't our first date, but it was one of our first dates at the apartment we were living in at the time.
Okay.
Because, yes, at the same apartment, we went to, the first place we went was Fridays.
Okay.
I thought the first place, my card says.
I thought the first place was Outback.
And then later on, we did go to Outback and we saw Tina. Yes.
So we saw our landlord.
But Fridays was our first date.
All right, so the next one is what is your?
The next one is favorite candy.
I'm just gonna. Go
ahead. 1, 2, 3.
Y'all can't see it. Y'all can't see it. Did you say Twix? And I got gummy candy for yours.
Okay. It was okay.
What was it?
So yours is not. It's not Twix.
Mine is gummy bears.
I know you like gummy bears, but
that's my favorite candy is gummy bears.
See, I wish you see.
I like Twix is second, but gummy bears is number one.
I wish you would have did to me what I did to you before we started recording. Because when I normally ask you to get me candy, it's like sweet, like or like a sour, like Sour Patch Kids. You got me Sour Patch Kids
sour gummy worms
or sour gummy worms. I like Starburst, like fruity type.
And the thing is, I initially put down gummy worms. I initially put down. that was like when
so you wouldn't have been wrong.
I just put gummy candy in general because you kept saying it's like a mix of these.
I know.
This is a category.
I was like, how can I break this down for you?
I'm like, I know I'll get you gummy worms, but normally when we get candy, you get your own candy.
Is that maybe not candy?
What?
Gummy worms?
That is candy. That's what I'm saying. Like my favorite candy is gummy bears.
That's okay, because you're considering. Okay, I don't know what's happening. I put Twix because I didn't consider gummy worm candy, I guess.
What did you consider it?
I don't know. I like the sweeter, the
gelatin?
The fruity type candy.
She considered it gelatin, y'all. Oh.
It is that.
But it's candy.
Okay. But that's why I was thinking like you like chocolate. Like you like
I like gummy.
Twix.
I like
Twix. You eat a lot of Twixes though.
I do. I definitely do.
For you to say like, did you put Twix?
I eat a lot of gummy bears
and
too.
there be Twixes in the trash.
There be a lot of gummy bear paper too.
There do, but you be buying them both.
I do. I'll go on the gas station and get me a Twix and a pack of gummy bears, and I dare somebody to say something about it. Back to you though. The next.
Okay, so
this is easy. Favorite color?
We just bombed this game.
We did. We just went
terrible.
1 for 3. Favorite color? Pink.
Blue.
That one was like the guarantee.
That one was given.
Like if you were at our wedding or if you've seen some of our wedding pictures, you would see her. She has a pink dress.
My dress was white.
She wanted a pink dress. Her dress was white.
We are gonna. Can you impose?
No.
And then just come back like, okay,
I will. But no, for real, like, because her bridesmaids wore pink.
Yes.
Her bridesmaids wore pink. Me and all my groomsmen had on navy blue suits, and yeah. So again, if you were at our wedding, or you've seen pictures, you will understand.
But yeah, my favorite color is pink, and his favorite color is blue. And we bombed the other two, even though
I was actually on track.
The answers were on track. So remember, did you ever get like partial points for stuff like math questions and stuff?
So technically, we got like halvesies.
Yeah.
So we both got like a solid 2 out of 3.
We need some improvement.
We're at the not needs improvement. We're at like the needs improvement. But no, this has been the Newlywed game. We'll be right back with you on Take Me by the Hand after a word from our sponsor, the Anchor app. We'll be back, y'all. How's everybody doing? It's your boy Wei, host of the Wei's World podcast.
And your girl Shannytheshoota, co-host of the Wei's World podcast.
You can catch the Wei's World podcast every Monday through Wednesday by at least 3 p.m. on one of those days on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, everywhere that you get your local podcasts, and now
YouTube. Yeah.
We want to say thank you all for listening to the Wei's World podcast, and stay tuned for much more, because officially every episode from season 2 of the Wei's World podcast and every episode of season 2 of the Way's World Drunkcast will now be on YouTube. So once again, thank you all so much for listening, and stay tuned. Okay, so we are back here on Take Me by the Hand. We're at the part of the show that everybody's been waiting for. Basically, this is our timeline. We're going to give you a brief snippet, like a brief part of our timeline, just a small little portion. It's going to be from when we initially met up until I got kicked out of college like a dumbass for the first time. The reasons around that, different story for a different day. But I'm gonna start at the point of the summer before I got to college up until when I met Shanice, and then I'll let her give her little timeline of that. So the year prior, I was at Ivy Tech, ended up getting back into Indiana State. If you watch my story time with Wei, you'll hear me talk about the LEAP program. Definitely watch that if you have not seen that. The first time I got finessed, watch that. But I got kicked out the LEAP program and ended up having to come back home. Went to Ivy Tech, got accepted back into Indiana State. And the summer when I got accepted back into Indiana State, I wanted to go there so bad because at the time I had a girlfriend that was going to Indiana State. And so I was like, I need to get back to ISU so I could get back to her. That summer, she dumped my dumb ass. She dumped the shot of me.
That's what you would say on the drunk.
She dumped the shot of me. And it's just the situation around that fucked me up because of how it went. Like, it was some fuck shit. But it really had fucked me up. So that whole summer, I was real mopey. My friends from the neighborhood were just letting me know, like, it's gonna be okay when you go to college. You're gonna meet a whole bunch of different girls. It's gonna be fine, bro. You're gonna be good. So when I got to college, none of that shit helped. I was still mopey. I was still extremely mopey. I was very mopey. But I had one friend from high school that was trying to get me out of it. So this person would like take me different places and try to get me back, like try to bring me back up and bring the happy Wayman up. So there was like I guess you could say like a meetup in that person's room, and like was like a kickback or a party that was going on that day, or was it just like
I think y'all was just
we were just chilling. So when I got there, or like when we was there, we was just hanging out. Then
so then I show up with my best friend, and at the time, like, I wasn't really like talking to nobody. I wasn't, because I had just got out of a relationship, and I basically was like, we gotta take a break because you gotta figure out what you want. And because at this time I don't feel like it's me, and I kind of got friend zoned after I had been a girlfriend for a while. But my grandma honestly said, like, because I got into that relationship the wrong way, I can't really be mad if it don't end well. And like, may she rest in peace, but she was very right. And like, but the thing is, when that was over, like when it was actually over, I still lived in the same house with my ex at the time. So like, that was hard, and like, I don't know, it was just stupid. Like, and I just went through a lot. So I was going through, I guess you could call it a breakup. Mm-hmm. And I was just really mopey as well. And like, I don't know, we had been through a lot, it had been some time, and I'm big on like not wasting time, like I don't want to invest time in something that, like I don't want to just fuck around. I don't. So, my best friend one day, because he lived in the house with us too, which kind of helped relieve some of the stress of living in the same house as my ex. But so he's like, look, we about to go to campus, get your ass up, we about to go chill. And on campus, like with some niggas, like we about to go have a good time, take your mind off everything you got going on. I'm like, nah, fuck that. I'm not going nowhere. I literally like can't even like get out of the fucking bed. Like I can't do it. Like I was really depressed. Yeah, I was really fucked up after this. And he got me out the house. Long story short, we went to campus. We ended up in a new friend, I guess. I had just met these two this day. So I met Wayman this day. I put some shit on. We go to campus and we're chilling. And my best friend's like, yeah, we're about to like rap and like have a good time and, smoke some weed. And I'm like, oh, okay, with the smoking weed, I don't rap, but they do. So like,
check us out, Nappy Crowns on SoundCloud.
Hell yeah, for sure. They was rapping, we was having a good time. I was just like still in my fucking feelings, but like, I met Wayman that day.
And from that day, we were absolutely inseparable. I would always go over to her house and just go over there, chill, smoke. Again, it would be parties plenty of times, passed out, would end up staying over there unintentionally. I just attached myself like to them.
And I don't know. Like
what it was.
I met Wayman. Wayman and me took a picture that day. And like literally like he put it on Instagram and he was like, it was really cool meeting y'all. Like y'all are really cool people. Like, and I'm like, what? Like, I'm like so lame. What do you mean? Like, but that's nice. Like I was like, oh, like that's cool. Like we should invite him over because we were, like I said, we lived in this big ass house, this 5-bedroom house, and we had one fucking bathroom one bathroom.
And she used to always like hit me up on Instagram and be like, hey, like, or DM me and be like, hey, you want to come over?
We having a party.
Like we having a party. You trying to come through? Fuck it. Like, and then we'd end up in Shanice's room because
we would have a little smoke session.
Because fuck that party. like, it's gonna be another one, so fuck this one. Like,
right. Or like maybe the vibe wasn't right.
Yeah,
or I don't know. Like maybe I was just like too drunk because college is some of the greatest times, but you really do have to get your shit in line and, buckle down. And
it'd be times that shit, sometimes it just be me and her laying up in her room, and then the motherfucker will walk in and be like, what y'all doing? And me and her literally be like, nothing, bro. Like, we're watching TV. We just chilling. Like, we literally.
Not no, like, watching TV. Hiding under the covers.
No,
legitimately, like, watching TV.
We just chilling.
Like, fuck that party. I'm drunk. Like, I can't even make it down the stairs. Like, it's a wrap for me tonight. Like.
So, what must also be stated, though, about this time period is, like I said, I got kicked out of ISU. I was focusing more on going to parties than I was on going to class. I was more focused on getting, getting shit-faced than putting my face in a book. I was what people like to say, I was like a tiger fresh out the cage. And if you don't know what that saying means, that means like I've been cooped up like my whole life. And my mama definitely tried to say like, Wayman, go out here, or Wayman, go out there, or Wayman, you should do this, or your sister's about to go to this party, why don't you go? Like, my little sister, like, always went to parties and shit like that, but I'm like, fuck them kids. Like, nah, man, I'm cool. Like, the thing is, like, I have a very bad history with, like, kids from my class, but again, those are stories that'll come in different broadcasts, not this one. But I was just cool. So when I got to college, I was like, new kids, I'm like, new people. The fuck is up? Like, I could go out there, like, I could drink, I could smoke, I could whatever the fuck I want to.
The same thing happened to me.
I literally turned the fuck up.
What's yours?
I turned the knob and broke it off. Like I say, and ripped it off. I ripped the knob off.
There's no coming back.
I was known as the guy that passed out at parties for the longest. One of my sister's exes tried to tell on me because I was like shit-faced at a party. And I was like, if you don't get your young ass the fuck out of my face, you're my sister's. Why are you even here?
Exactly.
Why are you even here? Like,
we were at the time weren't even old enough to be drinking. So
why
you really are
here?
supposed to be drinking.
Fuck.
Like,
but, yeah, man. Like, it was just a very rough.
It was the best of times and the worst of times, literally. Like, when it comes to academics and being in your books and being punctual and getting your shit together.
Now, don't let us get it confused. A lot of people from that group ended up going through and graduating and doing what they ended up doing. A lot of them did, but some of us did. Some of us did.
I don't want that to also mean that like that don't mean that like, you know.
Yeah, like you see how we still end up turning out to be fantastic individuals. We still both got very good paying jobs.
I'm still very well educated.
Like don't play. But
still making good money even without a degree, you know. And that's by the grace of God. But like, I don't know, like college just is for some people and it's not for some people. Yeah. But at the same time, like college later for some people, because I was blessed to do college after all of this, like all of this bullshit with like all the partying and whatever. I was blessed to do college again, and I was able to apply myself, you know, like because I wasn't going to parties, you know, I didn't even live on campus, like I was commuting, like it was working for me. My grades was real good. I was able to focus. Like
we was commuting with a busted car. Like that car cut off one time in the parking lot. We was commuting with a. We was making it crack.
Yeah, and you know, and I was lugging all my because I was when I went to ISU, I was a graphic design. First, I was nursing, and then I was graphic design, and
I was criminal justice, and then I realized that's not what I wanted to do.
Then I was from nursing. I went to graphic design and textiles and merchandising.
Tangent, remember?
Yes, I know. And then I went later to study photography, and you know I had a lot of stuff to lug around, but you know I was able to apply myself. But I was Tiger fresh out the cage too, and then on top of that turned 18 and was out the house.
When I got to college, or when I got to ISU, I was turning 20. Yeah, I was turning 20 when I got to ISU. But with me and Shanice, so at first, the way Shanice puts it, she says I played her. She says I played her at first. I don't believe that I did. I swear I don't believe that I did. The ex from the previous summer that I told y'all about was still
at the school.
Now,
I lived off campus, y'all. And I didn't even know that any of this was going on because it was none of my business because I had my own shit going on, which he didn't necessarily even know about. But like I said, you know, like we was not together. It was just hard because we lived in the same house. So like
it was one time that Shanice was in like the commuters lounge and I called her and I was like, "What you doing?" She was like, "I'm not doing nothing." I'm like, "You trying to come to my room?" She was like, "Yeah, where's your room?" I stay in Mills, right not too far from here. She was like, "Oh, I know where Mills is, obviously. Come on." So we went over to Mills and we ended up laying up in my bed. We was like laid up in my bed.
It was a minute before I had to go to my next class.
And she was just chilling. So then, after us being laid up in my bed for about like 30 minutes, again, hand on titty and all, I was chilling.
His roommate was, you know, he was just chilling. Everything was cool. Everything was fine.
Everything was chilling. And then, there's a knock at the door. And guess who it is? It's my ex. It was my ex.
And I didn't even know this at the time.
And not just my ex. My ex brought 2 friends with her. My ex brought her and 2 friends with her. to come to my room and saw her in my bed.
And they all at the door. I don't even know, but all I hear is just females
who
at the door.
Who
Like,
the
what you got in the room?
Who the hell
And
I'm like, if y'all don't get y'all motherfucking asses out my room.
are these your friends?
Like, no. Like,
You got sisters or something?
If you don't get your asses out my room, like, we not on
What's
that
the
type of time. We not doing this.
I'm gonna roll up out of here because I feel really uncomfortable.
And that's what she did. She rolled her ass out.
I was like, oh, I'm out to.
And she bounced. I was
roll
like,
up out of here. I'm uncomfortable as fuck, and I'm just like, what is like? I'm already like in a weird
wait, hold on,
situation.
wait. And I have to say this really quick. I was doing nothing wrong.
Right.
I was doing nothing wrong.
At all.
That was my ex. Me and her literally was not trying to work shit out. We was not together. I was not fucking with her. Like it was like a high and by, and she was shitty because I wouldn't even respond. Like that's what type of time it was on. And for that to happen, I was like, nah, dog. Like what the fuck?
But even in all that, because of like insecurities and like my walls were all the way back up, just because like all the shit that I had went through and like all the shit that I had known and watched and with my, like, so I was very triggered when it came to anything remotely like I like you or to me, like anything towards me like that. I was like, like I'm cool. So like I took that step with Wayman, and I was just like, oh, all these bitches at the door, like what the fuck is going on?
And so after that, I pulled away. After that, I pulled away from Shanice because I knew I had like some sort of maturity at the time, because I knew I was like, I got to get this shit figured out before I can do anything. Because even if something doesn't work out with Shanice, I can't have that happen anymore. Like, we can't have that happening. So I got to get this whole situation figured out. And so when I was doing that, like, it made Shanice feel like, he really not trying to fuck with me.
He must be fucking with one of them girls that was at the door, and I didn't know. Like, that's immediately. First of all, that's why I rolled up out of there, because that's why I was like, hold on. I don't think that that's what's happening, but then, like, when I didn't talk to you for a while, I think I kind of assumed that.
And so there was one particular night, though. I had finally got done with the baggage, which didn't take me long at all. It had maybe took me like a week, maybe a week and a half to like clear that shit up. But even then, during that time period, I was still going over to her house all the time. I was still over there. It's just like me and Shanice just wasn't on that level, like at that particular point in time.
Which let me also say that we weren't really on that level to begin with. Like, we were really just friends, and like I kind of like this whole entire like party situation, like all the parties and stuff. Like Wayman and I was just like cooling. We was like hanging out. We was but like we didn't have like a sexual relationship. We didn't have like nothing. Like, he would legitimately just come to the house. We would hang out, and then like we was just hanging out. Eventually I did understand that, like Wayman liked me. I don't know if he told me, or I don't really remember how that situation happened, but I think I told like my friends, I was like, yo, I think Wayman likes me. And they were like, duh. And I was like, what? Like, see, I'm also, I don't know.
So look, right, the night that it all kind of came together, I guess, in her head, or like the night that it all came together, was the first time we kissed, because I straight up told
different night.
Wait, or was
that kind of solidified it?
Or was it the McDonald's night?
No. There was one night in particular that I have friends. We just had people over at the house.
So you mean the night that we was laying up and
you came in late? You came in late in the bed with me, and that like normally.
I was a bold nigga back then.
Normally, like it wasn't weird for that to happen. That was kind of the relationship that we had, but like it was like it. Something was like, with the way you slid up in that bed with me, I was like, hey, like, that was you didn't just like a friend just you didn't hop in the bed. Wayman like slid in the bed and like got real comfortable, and like it didn't bother me at all. But like at that moment,
we basically was spooning. I literally like wrapped myself around there and shit like that. And the thing is,
this feels really comfortable.
It wasn't just her in the room. There was a whole bunch of other people in the room. They was looking at me like,
did you just?
What the fuck did you just? I'm like, okay.
So literally at that point, I was like,
And
then we had a party one time, and me and Wayman kissed in the back, and it was like on some corny shit. But literally, like, I don't know, like the pressure. Seriously, like the pressure of like living in the house with my ex was still like.
It was tough.
It was a weird situation because we were not together. So at the end of the day, like I should not have felt no type of way. But for some reason, I just felt like I was bound to, like I was like going to be ridiculed because, like just for trying to move forward. And I think that's kind of gaslighting in a way.
In a sense.
Like I was trying to do everything to like move forward, but I felt like I was still being like,
I get what you mean. Yeah.
Anyway, so I was like, Wayman was getting ready to leave, and I'm like,
Boy, hold on. Wait, before we get to that point, before we get to the point where I'm getting ready to leave, so.
I meant the party.
Oh, okay, my fault. Continue.
He was getting ready to leave the party, and we hugged or whatever in the kitchen. He's getting ready to go back to campus, because I lived off campus. And I was like, you know what, Wayman, you should meet me around the back. Because, like, our kitchen had this, like, patio on the side. There's a back door you can go out of.
Because the type of nigga I was at the time, and I wanted to kiss you, I just straight up asked. Like, I wasn't one of those, like, snatcher kiss niggas. Like, I literally would ask, like, hey, you should give me a kiss.
And he did. And it was, like, there was a lot of people in the room. And I was just like, ooh. The pressure, and I also like don't like being put on the spot either, and I just was like, come on everybody, like stop looking at me, please stop, I can't handle it. So I'm like, hey, you should like come out, we should go out this back door. And I went out the back door, I waited for a little bit, Wayman came around the back, and we
But
kissed.
The thing is though, like, I didn't think it was gonna happen because I went through the front, Shanice went out the side, and then Shanice was like, meet me out back, and I'm like, what? She was like, meet me out back. I'm like,
did you go to the back of that? Like
no, I went out the front and I was about to get in the boat. I was about to get in the boat, which is the car. And before I got in the boat, he was like, hey, I'm like,
did you not know what I meant when I meant come around the back?
No, I was like, he was like, hey, I'm like, what? I'm like, so I walked back there and then you kissed me. I was like, or like we kissed me. I was like, oh shit.
I do remember waving at you like, hey, like, over here. And you were like, oh.
I was like, oh,
you must have not known there was a door right there. Because I was trying to figure out why you went out the front. Like,
I didn't think it was going to happen. I was like, oh.
No, like, it's a door. Let's go out this door right here.
Yeah, I didn't think it was going to happen. I was just like.
No, it was going to happen. I just didn't like, I really don't like being put on the spot. And everybody was like, you should give me a kiss. And like, he said it, like, he whispered that in my ear, but I know. Like, he whispered it in my ear, but, like, everybody still was like...
Everybody knew. Everybody fucking
Did you just say, kiss her?
They really
Are you going to kiss him? Like, it was... like...
But after that, then the McDonald's story happens. We'll do a story time, actually, on the McDonald's story. Because that's an interesting one that deserves its own little separate video. But then the McDonald's story happened. After the McDonald's story happened, then the rough period happened.
Well, then the McDonald's story happened. We have sex for the first time, but not actually.
Not really.
Because I was on my freaking...
Nope.
It was that time of the month, so it didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
And it wasn't our time.
Yeah. But
so then he left. Then you left. That was the end of the semester.
No, it wasn't. That's what I'm saying. So me and her went through our first little rough and rocky period at that point in time. And what ended up happening was Shanice was trying to figure out what she was going to end up doing leaving Kent. she was like, I'm probably gonna have to go back on campus. So she was gonna eventually have to go back on campus. I had gotten real, I want you to be with me.
That's when you came back.
No, it's not. It's not. That was that same first part. When I came back, it was it was a higher intensity. But no, that winter, but before we left, like it was one point in time when me, you, and Gucci had went and walked somewhere, and you walked up like you was walking forward in front of us. That wasn't the first time. We had left Kent.
Yes, that's when I still lived there.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, we had a rough time period during that point in time. Is because I was being real. I was being that way at that point in time too.
That's actually like, I guess when it first started.
That's when it first started, because that's when that's when you started dating other people, or like not dating. That's when you start talking to like other people. And I'm not saying that like she wasn't actually like talking to him, but I mean like I don't like the whole talking thing. That shit's stupid to me. But you get what I mean? Like that time period. That's what I'm talking about. So that happened. She was talking to other people. I wasn't really taking it well, because after I had dealt with the stuff with my ex, I was like, okay, like I'm here, like I'm in the game. Like we had already been doing this. We had already been doing this already. So these new motherfuckers, these new niggas that's around here, they can go ahead and go. Like I'm here, I'm back. Like, and Shanice was like, like. You here, but now I'm not saying like in a bad way, but she was like, you here, but I also got this, then I also got this, like I'm freshly single, I'm still getting over my ex, I'm not really trying to be tied down again
Not really. I am not with that shit at all.
I'm trying to do me right now. And if you would like to be a part of me doing me, then
I can handle that.
But as far as you being the only part of me doing me, like that's not going.
I can't commit to just that, because essentially Wayman wanted to be in a relationship, which that was not the issue, you know. Because I actually did like Wayman. Mm-hmm. I just didn't want to be in a relationship, especially you know, like. It was hard. It was rough, and I was still trying to like feel that, because I was still really upset that that me and my ex were not together. So like everybody goes through that heartbreak and trying to feel that hole that like you say you're okay, but like you just feel like something's missing, and you try to feel that. And unfortunately, because we was in college, I was feeling it with partying and fucking people and like temporary relationships and doing a lot of permanent things with temporary people, and like life could have got fucked up real quick. But
also let me say this too. She wasn't the only one. Like before I went back to, excuse me, I definitely had like a little bit of gas right there. Before I went back to Shanice, like it was like I'm here. I went through my whole period. Like after I had broken with my ex, I went through like a whole period. I went through a whole period. Like it was some girls that I liked that ended up turning me down, which turned me into Mopey Way. But then there was some girls that actually liked me and then turned me into what I thought was like a pimping version of me, because I was like, fuck it, I'm out here slinging dick like it's going out of style. But I say like I was like a gunslinger when it came to penis. Like
oh wow.
Like I was a gunslinger for a little while there. And the thing is, I kept it so low. Motherfuckers.
Because I would have known this.
Motherfuckers did.
Well, I know like now, but this isn't the first time I'm hearing it. But like I wouldn't have known this at the time when I knew you.
The thing is, right, here's the crazy part. So when I got around them, because I wanted to actually be with Shanice, I would be me, but I would be somewhat like mopey me. You get what I'm saying? Like I'd be me, but like but like, be with me. But, like, but when I left, then I was like, well, shit, my heart hurt. Fuck it. Like what? Like, let me fuck something real quick. Like, maybe.
Let me fuck something real quick. And speaking of toxic masculinity.
That is our next subject.
We're not done, are we?
That's pretty much it. After that whole time period, after that little shaky time period, Shanice cut me off, and she basically told me, she was like, I don't know if I want to fuck with you like that no more because you're doing a lot, which I was. So I went back home after getting kicked out of ISU. I didn't know what the state of my relationship with Shanice was. I thought that I literally was at home shattered because I'm like, I didn't fucked up this time period at ISU. I ain't gonna never see Shanice again. I ain't gonna never see the tear again. I ain't gonna never see JB again. Like I was at home going through it. When I say going through it, I was at home literally breaking down. I'm like, I'll never see these people again. And these people gave me the greatest time of my life. Like, in 4 months, like, I never seen them again. Like, I was at home shattered.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, I know that I did definitely miss you when you left. But anytime in our whole rocky situation, like, we did start off as friends, which I think was our saving grace. Because we went through a lot of bullshit then. And it was like, okay. If anything, if feelings are here and we try to move forward, then we gotta like chill. Yeah. What the fuck is happening? You know? I lost it.
No, you're good.
I lost it.
But look, long story short, for this first part,
oh, I'm sorry. I got it again. I miss you. Like that I knew, and that's how I kind of knew. Myself was telling me like, yeah, you got feelings for women because like we're gonna have other parts to this, but like in this period of time, I know that we didn't necessarily end the best. But I was, if you remember when you left, I was working at Alorica at the time, and I think I had your iPod still. And when your mom came to pick you up,
and that was she
brought you to my job,
and that was the last. So look, so let me tell you about that real quick. So the last time I saw Shanice before I went home. It was mixed, and the reason why it was mixed is she was upset that I was leaving, but she also was gonna miss me. But then everything that had transpired prior to all mixed up to one. She was like, basically, I got your iPod. Don't forget, like, don't leave it. All right, cool. But then like. I was like, well, shit, you gonna give me a hug goodbye? She was like, all right. And gave me like a quick hug. And then I'm like, damn, I can't get no more than that. She was like, well, like, I'm still mad at you. And then plus your mama and your auntie right there. So, like, there you go. I'm like, well, fuck me. Like,
I didn't come back. We didn't hug again.
Matter of fact, you did.
I thought I came back. And I thought we kissed too.
We did. But like, I'm talking about like the initial atmosphere. Like the initial atmosphere was just real like mixed, and then eventually she came back, gave me another hug, gave her a kiss, and we went on about our way.
And I went back to work, and I was legitimately like trying to not, but I was sad. Like
I was too. Like when I say like again, like for some reason, I feel my feelings. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I feel my fucking feelings. And when I like on that ride home, I was like legitimately devastated. Like this was my first official chance to go to ISU. I didn't have to do no stupid pre-program. I was actually in the school and I fucked up. I had that opportunity and I fucked up. Then I met all these good people, and I'll probably never see them again. I'll probably never see them again. And yeah, and that was.
He left.
And I left.
And I was the end of that semester, and I moved back to campus. Like during that, I was staying.
That's further parts though. Remember, we'll end it there. we'll end it there. The reason why is because the next part is going to be from when Shanice, like that next semester, when Shanice got back to campus till when we went home again
to the summer,
to that summer. That's gonna be the next part, and that part right
a lot
goes down. A lot goes down. So make sure you all watch episode 2 of Take Me by the Hands so you can follow along the story. But we're going to cut this segment here. Stay tuned with us on Take Me by the Hand. We're going to get into a brief discussion. As a matter of fact, it's almost 2 o'clock. It's like 1:22.
Yeah, let's.
Yeah, we're gonna end this episode here.
We hope that you've enjoyed, watching. We hope we didn't bore you guys or anything.
But we hope you all enjoyed the episode. Again, if you all have anything you would like for us to discuss,
topics,
anything you want us to give us our perspective on, please let us know. But this has been episode 1 of Take Me by the Hand. Thank you all so much for watching. I am your boy, Wei. You can find me on IG at Hal_Wei_Hal. Also at IG at Ways_World93. I do that every time. Ways World at Twitter at Ways World. You can find me at the Ways World Podcast on YouTube. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Ways World. Yeah.
And I am his lovely wife. And I don't know, I also am Shannytheshoota, but I don't think I want to, I think I just want to be your wife.
Okay. Well, once again.
You can follow me on IG, Shannytheshoota.
This is going to Take Me by the Hand. We hope you all enjoyed the first episode, and we'll be back for more. Peace.
You took me by the hand.